when you are ready, please come and establish yourself in your own best upright seat. Now, that might mean that you're sitting in a chair, which is absolutely fine. Just making sure that your feet are flat on the floor if you are seated in a chair, or maybe leaning your back up against the wall or the back of the couch if that works for you. Good, and we're beginning our practice this evening with a little bit of work in the mouth and the tongue with some tongue circles. So I know that these feel very, and they look very strange, but please trust the process. Keeping your head really still and keeping your eyes really still. Please draw 10 slow circles with the tip of your tongue along the inside of your lips like this. Good. And we'll take 10 slow controlled circles one way. And then 10 slow controlled circles the other way. All right, if you're still going with your tongue circles, please stay with that until you're finished. But if you are ready, we'll move on now to our Jivha Bandha, sealing the tongue up against the roof of the mouth. Initiate your natural sucking or swallowing reflex and then open the jaw slowly. Keeping the tongue flat against the roof of the mouth. Good. Enjoying that lovely stretch of the frenulum. You can let the tongue just click away when you're ready and take another round. If you are really well versed in your Jivha Bandha, you might like to try peeling the lips away from the teeth when the mouth is halfway open like this. And maybe even tip the chin up slightly. Good, letting the tongue click away. That's looking really good, everyone. Good, we're going to take another round. And I can see everyone's tipping the chin up, which is great. This time, as you tip the chin up, slowly take the chin from side to side like this. Very good. Good. Letting that go. Okay, so as we are moving into spring, it is a very, very important time to mobilize and clear up any congestion in the body, especially in the lymphatic system. And one of my favorite ways to do this is just with a little massage of the neck and under the jawline. So many of you have done this with me before. So you can just take your hands underneath the earlobes, just near the corner of the jaw, and just work your fingertips or the fingerprints into the flesh up and underneath the jawline. Good, nice and slow. You can take it as gentle or indeed as firm as you like. Good. And then we're going to just brush down the neck toward the collarbones. So start under the ear, gently brushing down, working all across the neck on both sides. And again, you can be as firm or as gentle as you like with this. So this is not only lymphatic stimulation, but it's also a lovely massage for the vagus nerve. Good. When you're ready, letting all of those preparations go, coming to resettle yourself in your upright seat. The invitation is to close down the eyes, or if you prefer, you can leave the eyes open, but just keep the eye gaze nice and still. Starting off with a few rounds of our reset breath, please exhale completely. Take a big boisterous inhale through the nose. Hold on to that, top it up with a second nasal inhale and out through the mouth slowly. Even pursing the lips, so the exhale has to really slow down. Again, big nasal inhale. Hold on to that, top it up. Letting it out slow. Good. Again, big nasal inhale. Topping it up. And exhale slowly. Good. Please take another 3 rounds of your reset breath on your own now. When you are ready, bringing the tongue once more to nestle up against the roof of the mouth and let the jaw relax. Maybe directing your eye gaze gently down toward the bridge of the nose and come to meet your breath. Moving your breath very slowly and very smoothly in and out through the nose. Bringing all of your attention into the nostrils. Sensing the movement of the air. You might notice the cool air entering the nostrils and the slightly warmer air leaving the nose. Bringing some attention into the rib cage and the belly now. Sensing the movement of the ribs and the abdomen. Can you encourage a lovely free and full movement of the ribs and the belly? Inviting yourself to slow the breath down. And when you are ready, please begin to welcome your Ujjayi technique with a very gentle hug of the windpipe toward the back of the throat. Creating that very subtle resistance in the airway. Noticing the texture that the breath takes on. And as the breath takes on that lovely textural quality, you might become interested now in tracing the shape of the breath as it moves in the lungs. Keeping your attention on the sound and the sensation of the breath, and letting everything else fall away. When you are ready, please begin to take note of how long your inhalations are this evening. Counting a few consecutive cycles of your breath. And once you have ascertained where the inhale has landed, please bring your exhalation up to match. Keep your mind anchored in the count. And allow your physical senses to become very absorbed in the feeling of the breath as it rises and falls. Allow yourself to become curious now as to the different quality of the inhale versus the exhale. The inward and upward pranic current of the inhalation, the downward and outward apanic current of the exhalation. And when you are ready, begin to stretch your exhalation out to twice its current length. The challenge is always on the longer side of the breath. Can you use that gentle hug of your windpipe to help you slow the breath down? Spreading the exhale evenly and slowly across the long count. Try not to rush the first part of the exhale. Use the gentle hug of your windpipe to help you control the speed of the breath. Keep your mind anchored in the count. At the end of your next long exhalation, letting go of that pattern, but remember the count and allow your breath to return to its natural, quiet state as you simply sit, peacefully inhabiting the moment. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Please take this opportunity if you need to gently readjust your seat. As you bring your attention to me for a moment, we are about to move into a practice of our Chandra Vedana, and we're going to overlay that with our 1-to-2 ratio. So in Pranayama practice, it's nice to consider that it's very much like music. And so there's a rhythm or a beat or a cadence to the breath. That's our ratio. We're inhaling and exhaling for twice as long. And then there's the pattern. In this instance, the alternate nostril pattern. Chandra Vedana literally translates to mean lunar or moon piercing breath. And it's helping us to access one of the two primary nadis, the Ida nadi, the feminine calming, grounding, and soothing stream of subtle energy in the body. And so this makes this particular combination really perfect for an evening practice, especially around the full moon that has just happened a couple of days ago. You can choose, if you like, to physically seal the nostrils with your dominant hand. Just remember, it's a gentle press in and up rather than aggressively sort of punishing the nose. Or if you don't enjoy using your hand to block the nose, you can work with your attention and your intention. We'll come back to reestablish ourselves just in your own best steady upright seat now, please. And come back into your Ujjayi breath. Start there, picking back up into that beautiful soothing sound and sensation of the Ujjayi. The tongue resting against the roof of the mouth. The eye gaze gently focused down toward the nose. Once you feel settled again, please come back into the ratio of 1-to-2. The same count that you were previously working with the exhale twice as long as the inhale. Allow your mind to become re-anchored in the count. Relaxing the shoulders and softening the face. Allow some of your attention to remain within the channels of the nostrils. Slowly moving your dominant hand into position, or simply taking your attention into the left nostril now, sealing the right nostril and inhale through the left nostril. Then seal the left nostril and take your long exhale through the right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Please continue. Keeping your mind anchored in the count. And keeping as much of your physical sense within the nose. Inhaling left and exhaling right. Tongue rests against the roof of the mouth. The gentle hug of the windpipe creating the ujjayi. Stay with this. If your mind wanders, gently and patiently invite yourself back. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. The attention in the nose. At the end of your next long exhale through the right nostril, let your working hand gently come down to rest in your lap. Let go of the count. Allow your breath to return to its natural, quiet state. And once more rest in the resonance of your practice. When you are ready, please gently make your way onto your back for your Shavasana. As you arrive on your back, as always, just setting yourself up however you enjoy, perhaps with a bolster beneath the knees to support the lower back. As you arrive, just turning the palms of your hands to face the ceiling and allowing your toes to fall away from the heels. Surrendering any gripping in the groins or the hips. And encouraging your bones to feel heavy. Giving yourself permission to sink and surrender into the support of the earth beneath you. As we move through the landmarks of our Nidra practice this evening, remember, please, not to overthink this, but to simply shine the spotlight of your attention into the landmarks and hold it there. We begin with our awareness in the heels. It's noticing the contact of your heels against the earth. As you become aware of the large bones in the heels, the long bones in the feet, and the delicate bones in the toes. Allow your attention to drift up into the bracelet of bones that forms the ankle joint. Simply feeling into the ankles, taking your attention there. Allow your attention to slowly drift up into the shin bones. Feeling where your calf muscles are in contact with the earth. And gently taking awareness now into the knees. Wrapping your attention around the kneecaps and into the space within the knees. Allowing the spotlight of your attention now to drift up into the thighs. Feeling the flesh of the legs heavy and soft. Noticing the spread of your thighs against the earth. Gently tracing your attention now up into the hips. Exploring the groin with your awareness. And feeling the wide, generous spread of your buttocks against the mat. Gently coaxing your attention now into the bones of the pelvis. Filling the space within the pelvis with your attention. becoming aware of the entire lower body, from the hips down, sensing the weight of the legs, the feeling of your clothing or the blanket against your skin. Summoning attention now into the navel, and into the belly. Wrapping awareness carefully around the circumference of the rib cage. And noticing the contact of the back of the ribs against the earth. And gently shifting your attention into the curve of your lower back. Up into the curve of the mid back. Sensing gently into the shoulder blades. Up and into the collarbones. Tracing attention down the sternum, the center of the chest. Wrapping the front and the sides of your rib cage in your attention. Carefully drawing awareness up into the long bones of the upper arms. Feeling where the flesh of the arms rests against the earth. Pouring attention into the spaces of the elbows. Down into the long bones in the lower arm. As you feel into the flesh of the forearms, the contact of the arms against the earth. Beginning to wrap your attention around the delicate bracelet of bones in the wrist joints. as you take awareness into the thumbs, the index fingers, the middle fingers, the ring fingers, and into the pinkies. And sensing where the back of your hands are resting on the ground. And allowing yourself to become aware of your whole body from the collarbones and shoulders down to the toes. Whole body soft. Whole body surrendered. Whole body awareness. Please take your time to carefully draw awareness now up into the jaw. Tracing the curve of your jaw and feeling into the mouth. Noticing your teeth. Noticing your tongue. Feeling into the flesh of your cheeks. The skin of your temples. The curve of your forehead. Carefully curling your attention over the crown of your head and allowing it to settle at the back of the skull. Noticing the feeling of your skull resting heavily on the earth. And allowing your attention now to gently occupy the spaces in the eyeballs. Just feeling the eyes resting heavily behind the curtains of your eyelids. Whole body soft. Whole body heavy. Whole body surrendered. Allow your breath to deepen slightly now. Gently swallow to lubricate your throat. Very gently and carefully wiggling your fingers and your toes. Wiggling your nose and feeling into your mouth. And taking whatever shape your body calls. You might enjoy curling the knees in toward the chest. And take your time now, please, to very carefully roll onto your favorite side. Making your way slowly and gently to an upright seat. As you arrive in your upright seat, remaining for just another moment or two, please, with your eyes closed. Allow yourself to simply notice how you have arrived here at the end of your practice, at the end of your day. Are you perhaps able to make a commitment to yourself to set yourself up as best you can for a good night's rest by limiting your use of screens or technology, maybe reading a book, having a bath? When you're ready, float your palms to meet one another in front of your heart, or if you prefer, just land one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. As we end our session together with gratitude and acknowledgement, extending our thanks for the gift of this day, our lives and our health. And as we offer our respects and acknowledgements to one another and to the custodians of this living tradition. As always, dear friends, my very sincere respect, acknowledgement, and gratitude to you all. Thank you for your company. Please continue to meet early spring well by making sure that you're keeping your lymphatic system moving, maybe with some dry skin brushing or some more vigorous exercise during the day. You might even seek out a sauna if you have access to one. You will find a way, I'm sure, to get those waters flowing. But in the meantime, sleep well tonight, my beauties. Thank you so much for your company. So much love to you all. Have a great night. Goodbye.